I'm live. Is it this way? I don't know what's going on, dudes. I guess I'm live. I see geezers here trying to set them up with my mother-in-law. They love baseball. Yeah, they love all sports, I guess. Well, geezers into baseball. Why don't I have comments? I guess I do. I don't know. All messages are visible. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yep, we're good now. That's crazy. It was saying I had to have it like this way. I couldn't have it this way, but I want it this way. So, anyway, that's a couple minutes. Nobody wants to hear about YouTube problems. All right, Geezer, or not Geezer, Dinger, Calpote, and JJ, second place. Second place. Oh, Fred's here. Star of the show. Yep, he was warming up. He took a nap, got all ready for it. Yep, first place. Got to get to 1,000. They gotta get working on it. Fred's right here, Geezer. He's right here. He's right here. Yep. Do you like baseball, Fred? Blank stare. I don't know. So yeah, we're warming up for the old Blind View show. What he's going to talk about tonight. They have been talking about how it's hard to live in a van. Oh, is that my... Oh, he's usually walking the German Shepherd. I got to find out what that German Shepherd's name is. I sneak him a treat every once in a while. Yeah. Anyway, I think he's going to talk about... oh, yeah, hopefully he'll talk about, the cracking down on the laws of living in a van. But I've looked into living in a van, and if you're really good at it, nobody's going to knock on your door. Nobody's going to know. You can go totally stealth. You just get a van and you tweak it out like a plumber, and you get one of those Google numbers on it. So if people call you, you can just say, "Oh, we'll get back to you." You call them back. It's, and you just quote them some outrageous price for their plumbing needs, and they're like, "Why would I hire you? You don't care." But then that way, when they call the number, it goes somewhere that's on the van. You can call it like, butt plumbing or something. I don't know. And then you can have a roof rack and stuff and have all your stuff up there. Fred's shedding. Yeah. And then, hey, blue skies. And then I was going to call out Blind Views because for those of you who don't know, I've been kicked off Blind Views' yard. So I can't comment in the Blind View section. He kicked me out. He kicked me out because I asked him, well, if you buy a membership, what do you get for it? Because he doesn't do any membership videos. And I think last month he only did one membership video, and then the next day he made it public for everybody. So if you pay that $1.99 a month, you don't get, what do you get for it? You don't get anything. You might as well turn memberships off and just go to you got to pay me money. You got to tip me money. You can't find that in mine section. I don't have that. I don't have coffees. I don't have Amazon. I don't have any of that stuff. Yeah. I just use the AdSense, and that pays for the computer, pays for the phone. It's all good. And then, then you just get to do what you want to do, and it's fun. You don't have to worry about doing stuff. Yeah. And then, yeah. So Blind Views is going to, hopefully he'll tell us what you get for a membership, because I really don't know what you get for a membership there. And he'll talk about that. He's going to talk about his surgery. I've been studying up on the carnivore diet, and it looks like you could lose weight, but there's easier ways to lose weight, safer ways to lose weight. And then you run the risk of having heart problems and colon problems. And Geezer, if you're still here, I agree with that. I should get a colonoscopy because, like you guys said, that way they're in there anyway, and someone, if they see something, they can just snip it out while they're there, and you're done. And then you know for sure what you got up in there, because you had the old camera go up in there, get everything taken care of. But I think that test is a way of, so it's not so routine and it doesn't look like the medical industry is just trying to sell colonoscopies to everybody. But it's probably a good thing. I eat like Trump, fast food, or at least most of my life I did. So I'm sure my colon's not the cleanest out there. Yeah, I don't know. I would be suspicious of any diet that says you can just eat however much you want of anything, because it's all moderation, it's all balance, yin and yang, and I don't know, and I don't know. I don't think eating all that meat's good for you, but what do I know? I don't know nothing. But yeah, it's supposed to have stroke and heart problems and oh yeah, I love bread. Um, I love bread. And so oh yeah, and you can have colon problems, heart. But anyway, Campervan Kevin is on carnivore. He had a stroke and he had heart issues. And Blind Views has got colon issues. Um, Timmy's got every issue, but he just won't listen to the doctor. The doctors are trying to tell him that he's got these issues, but he don't want to hear it. Um, Geezer's on carnivore, kind of, I think. He's doing fine. He's 75. That's past. You got past 73, Geezer. You got that going for you. Yeah. Yep. Right, Fred? Yeah. Fred loves the geezer. And Luna. Fred wants to be Luna's best friend. Yes, he does. Yes. Geezer needs to come up, marry my mother-in-law, and bring Luna, and they can play all day together in Hawks across the street. Yeah, Sarasota Tim, we don't watch him because we like him. We watch him because he's, every decision he makes, you should make the opposite one. You say, I'm at a crossroads. I should do this or this. And what would Tim do? Tim would do this. Okay, well, maybe I should be doing that. Yeah. Yeah, and Tim's all about just living in the moment. And yeah. Oh, good for you, Geezer. Yeah, I didn't think you were completely carnivore. It's just not a lot of carbs. Yeah. Nobody's advocating that all you eat is ice cream and cake. Nobody says that. But a little bit now and then, it's okay. Yeah, I think so. Fred thinks so. Yeah, I think so. I think I should get a treat. Yeah, you think a treat? Quit saying treat, Carl. Quit saying bacon. They know the word bacon. Look at Evie. Yeah, bacon? Yeah. Yeah, when we come home from breakfast, the bacon will be in my wife's purse, and both of them will run right to her purse and shove their heads in her purse. It's hilarious. Hey, say hi to Blue Skies. Hello, Blue Skies. How you doing? I'm Fred. I'm the Freddy Fredster. Yep. The Freddy Fredster. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so it's getting hard. People don't want people sleeping in their cars because the people that run hotels and have RV parks and stuff like that, they don't want you spending the night at Cracker Barrel. They want you coming and spending your money there. It's all capitalism. Yeah. But stuff's just so expensive nowadays. You can't always do that. Yeah. Expensive. Anyway, so he'll probably talk about Tater. Tater's up in the UP actually doing stuff and actually traveling. So you think he'd cut Tater some slack, but he's on them about how they're doing their vacation in the UP. They're in the UP. They can do their vacation the way they want, whatever they feel like it. And if people up there don't want to share their site with them because they had the foresight of going, hey, I'm going to go to the UP in the middle of summer, and maybe I should make a reservation. Yeah, because it's going to be busy. Yep. It was funny. I camped right next to a guy that was from the UP. And he's like, yeah, people ask us what we do in the summer. And he's like, well, yeah, that weekend we usually have a barbecue. It's funny. And he says in the UP there's swatting season and there's shoveling season. So they got some killer mosquitoes up there in the UP. They rip you a new one. In Florida, they got those no-see-ums. I never heard of a no-see. I always go to a tourist place, so I'm not. When I'm in Florida, it doesn't seem like they have bugs at all, but I know they do. Because you drive by those homes, and every home, their backyard is fenced in and like super thin bug mesh, keeping out the smallest bugs possible. And man, I don't think I'd like the no-see-ums because they'd be like you just get bit and you can't see them. That's nasty. I can't think of that. Yeah, woo. I don't know. I should take these out because I'm supposed to be on my microphone. Yeah, bigger than buzzards. Yeah, supposedly in Alaska they have huge mosquitoes too. Yeah. Alaska's supposed to have some nasty old mosquitoes. Yep, everybody thinks summer is beauty time in Alaska. I don't think so. I think it's when it's just thawing out. It's probably the best time to be in Alaska, but I don't know. I've never been up there. That one dude went up there, living in the wild, died in that camper. Not that that's funny, but the kid was an idiot. But as a minimalist, he was super cool because he did all his traveling with just what he could carry. You know, he was called a rubber tramp. No, rubber tramp are people with wheels. He was a super tramp. I don't know. But anyway, he carried everything with him, and if he couldn't carry it, he didn't take it. So that was kind of cool. I don't know if I couldn't get that minimalistic. I'm like here. We went looking for homes, but that one home didn't work out. I don't know. She's looking at houses near her mom's house, which should be all right. But like here, we got a pool, and I don't have to do any of the chlorine or any of that stuff. And you know, you just go down there, you go swimming, and when you're done, you just leave, and you don't have to do anything. The pool's all taken care of. I mean, I don't know what that costs them, but it's super cool to me because we were in a condo and we got stuck taking care of the pool all summer, and it was a pain in the butt. Yep, Calpote's up. We were just talking, me, Old Man Nation, and Calpote. They're talking to me, and then I'm like, I gotta go. I got a live in 4 minutes. Yep. Got to do the pre-membership. So, and then he's going to talk about Mikey. Yeah, he's mad that Mikey can outbeg him. Mikey can just say, "Oh, I need a garden hose. It's stainless steel. It costs like $150." And then boom, it'll show up in the mail. I think that bug's blind view is something fierce. Yeah, yeah. And like I said, blind view chooses not to work. He could work. I've found like 10 jobs that pay over $40K a year. And they're for completely blind people. So I don't know if he's qualified. And it gives free transportation to and from work, and you get benefits. So 40K plus benefits, that's got to be better than what he's making just getting a check. You know, and he'd have stories to talk about because some of them are training dogs for the blind people training blind dogs, and then some of them are at hospitals. One of them's a state custodian, you know, at a state building, you know, probably like a courthouse or something. Stuff like that. It's just Americans with Disabilities stuff where they've got, you know, they got money for that. You know, to pay people, so they don't have to take the check. They can actually do work. But yeah, you don't want to do that. He'd rather get paid less than minimum wage to make videos and then beg people for money. But that's his business. If he wants to do that, that's what he wants to do. Yeah. Yeah. Carl, collect disability for your type 2 diabetes and stay home with me all day and make videos. Fred's so funny. You're so funny, Fred. So funny, Fred. Isn't he a lot more tame? He used to be bouncy all the time. Now he's just, he's just got to be with you, which is cool. Yeah. And so anyways, met at Mikey, and then I guess Mikey's got a video. I haven't watched it yet, but there's a kid that's friends with him that just became nomadic, and he talks about his 3-month anniversary of being a nomad and the stuff you got to do, and you got to have some money if you're going to be a nomad because you got to get set up, and then you got to find a person like Mikey that'll let you park for free on his land, stuff like that. So you gotta have money. Then you gotta find a YouTuber that's got some land that's just sitting on it, and you can go there and help them out and sit on their land for free. So you can do that. Yep. Woo. Yep. And then he's gonna talk about a bunch of people I don't really know. There's the dude in the bread truck that doesn't have a bread truck anymore. And then there's Blue Van Dan, who has a really crazy voice. He's pretty cool. And then he's got my Carolyn, who did like a cooking video or something. And she was in Mexico talking about people that were sick and people that were doing it in the pool all day while she was sitting there watching them. And then what else has he got? That's pretty much it. Yep, so get ready. We're getting ready. Get ready for the Blind View Show. Oh, yeah, we'll do some nostalgia. Yeah, do some nostalgia. Yeah, like I talked about how there used to be a time where if you lived this side, the east of the Mississippi, you couldn't get Coors. Yeah, so if you wanted Coors, you had to go across the Mississippi to get Coors. And then I was alive at the time where the drinking age in Illinois had turned 21, but it was still 19 in Iowa. So we'd go up to Iowa to go drinking. And Wisconsin. Iowa switched over, and then Wisconsin was still, I turned 21, and it was still 18 or 19 in Wisconsin. Wisconsin was one of the latest states to go that way. But, the federal government wants something, they get their way, except with marijuana. For some reason, the federal government doesn't want you to have marijuana, but all these states have said, nah, we're going to have marijuana. I thought for sure once marijuana became legal, I was going to go get some. I'm like, I'm going to go do that. My wife's like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to go do that. No, I think it's been legal here 3 or 4 years. I've never done it. But anyway, with driving a truck, you can't do it because driving trucks is federal. So you can have marijuana because you're in the state, but if you drive between states, you can't because it's federal. The government doesn't allow that. Yeah. Oh yeah, Wisconsin. It was cool. Wisconsin had this Playboy Club. We always thought that was going to be the coolest place to go, is the Playboy Club up in Wisconsin. But I don't know. It wasn't that great when we got there, but in our minds, it was going to be the bomb. Yep. And a bunch of different nomads, but it's pretty good. You can do your nomad-y stuff. Let's see what's going on in YouTube land. Whoops, that's not it. Yeah, Non-Capos Mentis has one I haven't watched yet. Sarasota Tim versus the scale. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I don't know if I said that with the carnivore. That's the other thing I found out is to get ketosis, which is where your body is burning its fat instead of the carbs that you're putting in. I mean, you get that on the carnivore diet, but if you're eating a lot of calories on the carnivore diet, you won't get to ketosis because your body will just use the calories you're putting in, and it won't need to use the calories that you've stored. I kind of equate it to like if you're driving a motorcycle. I don't know if they're like this anymore, but they used to not have a empty or full thing on it, and so you had your gas tank, and then you had your reserve gas tank, so you could just ride your motorcycle, and then when it ran out of gas, you could just flip the reserve tank, and then you had enough gas to get to a gas station. And so that's the way I think about it: is you're putting in food and you're using the energy of the stuff you ate that day, and if you never get down to the reserve tank, then your body's just going to say, "Hey, I'm going to hang on to this fat because I don't need it." So you gotta run out of gas and then hit the reserve tank to be in ketosis to lose weight. I don't know. I always to lose weight you gotta eat less. I was almost 300 pounds. I used to eat good. Now I'm on drugs where Ozempic, where food is evil. I don't want to eat food, and I'll have bad reactions just trying to eat food. I'll start coughing, and if I eat carbs before I eat non-carb food, oh, it's awful. Yeah. So anyway, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, I have that vase up here because my car was parked there, and when I'm here, you can see my car's license plate. So I'll put the vase there so I don't dox myself. But my car's over there. I remembered to park over there, so I don't have to have the vase there. I'll put it over here. But that's what that vase is about. I don't care if I dox those people. I don't know who they are. I'm sure you don't care who they are either. Yeah, yeah. So blind, yeah. Yep, you guys get all excited. Blind Views is coming up. Blind Views. Blind Views. We love Blind Views. Blind Views. Blind Views. Someone, I loved it in my comments, don't beat on him like he's a drum. He doesn't like that. That's still my favorite. I'll be, don't beat on me like I'm a drum, Carl. I hate it. I hate it, Carl. I hate it. I'll bite you. I'll bite you. Keep beating on me. Yeah. He's hilarious. Yep. So anyway, I can't wait to watch Non-Compost Mentis. That's going to be good. And Old Man Nation, I know he did one, but we got to talking with Calpote, so I haven't been able to watch that one yet. He says he's in the car. We were talking and carrying on, and he missed his exit off the interstate, which is pretty funny. And I guess it looks like Dave Gass's mom passed away. Sorry, dude. My condolences. Fred says he's sorry too. Yeah. Don't you, Fred? And then Life of Vibe had a good one. I haven't finished listening to the whole thing, but I guess Timmy's been trying to sell this Honda. Oh, I'm not supposed to talk about Tim. We'll talk about it at the end of the week when the thing's over. And Rusty's running around with that casita. I love that casita. That's awesome. I think I'm almost. I mean, I got a wife, but I'm almost sold. If I was Tim, that casita would be the way to go. With the smaller truck, you kind of compromise on everything, get everything in balance. Yeah, and then old Dinger showed us how to do patio lights. I guess I don't have a patio though. And yeah, we hope you, Camper Van Kevin. We wish you a speedy recovery. All the best. Hope all the dogs are doing okay. Tucker, May, Martini, Dexter. I think it's Dexter. Yeah. So, yeah, we hope they're all doing good. Oh, there's Sarasota Tim without a shirt on. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, and then New York. Oh, yeah, that's Capote. Don't know pity party. And then Tim rants about a diet. Miss Vicky's talking about Billy the cat. Miss Vicky will be at the Blind View show. She won't miss it. Yep. And yeah, she'll be at the Blind View show. And New York Dan with the Godzilla effect. There he goes. New York Dan. Oh yeah, New York Dan. And Dinger teaches you how to really make chicken thighs. That looked good. And yeah, RVing with the geezer, oil change, Christmas shopping, and Lucy something. Yeah. I don't know if I watched that one or not. And that's, I know. Blind Views coming up. 3 minutes. 3 minutes to Blind Views. It's 3 minutes to Blind Views. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. We're going to talk some nostalgia. What about nostalgia? Huh? Back when you was a puppy? Back when you was a puppy, we didn't know you because you was a rescue. Yeah, you was a rescue. We didn't know who you were then. Yeah. Before Grandma got you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nostalgia. Living in a big house, having huge payments, having to work like 10 hours a day just to pay for everything, and having people yell at you all the time about how they want this and that, and they want this and that and the other thing and the other way, instead of just being able to have a job where you can just go there, do what you got to do, and leave. And then all the other problems are the owner's problem, not your problem. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah. 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 So 2 minutes to Blind Views. Blind Views. Blind Views. Blind Views. What else did they want me to say? I can't remember. Can't remember what we were talking about. But yeah, what do you get for a membership? I don't understand. But then I looked on his channel and I didn't see memberships. So maybe he did away with memberships because he realized he don't want to do memberships. I don't know. I think it's easier to have a job and go work than to do YouTube for money. That would be awful, having to do YouTube for money. Well, anyway, it's 5:59, so it's time for Blind Views. Blind Views. Blind Views. We're going to see Blind Views. All right, so how do we end? Ow, ow, ow. Dude. Yes. All right, we'll see you guys later. Have a great night.